Hello, just doing a quick video here on the Dyna chassis rear mount, rear motor mount, engine mount, or powertrain mount. Just set the tanks off and stuff. You can see the frame here. It comes up the backbone and down in the front, the oil filter and stuff. And then there's the front mount, which gets very dirty. Oh, this one did anyway. You see the two bolts there. Two bolts out the side, horizontal bolts, and then two bolts go into the mount there. And you can see in this one, the rubber's touching a bit. And there you can see the rubber is just touching the top. So I think I'll replace this one for sure. And also it's caked in oil and just filthy, so just take out those two bolts up top and then the two bolts that bolt into the mount that they're attached to the frame. There it is. So here's the new mount versus the old mount. Actually, it looks like the old mount's a lot firmer rubber. This is actually quite soft and pliable. The old mount's has a lot more rigid rubber. Oh well, they're pretty similar. Not quite a perfect lineup, but I guess the old mount's been squeezed together a bit. Pretty close though. So I got this one from GP Cycles for about $100. Made in Taiwan. I looked to buy one directly from Taiwan, but I couldn't find one, darn it. So I'll put it in. It comes out not too bad. These bolts are the hardest. Just because they're a light bolt, which is kind of what you want on a motorcycle, but they have a small head, so it's hard to work from both sides to get the bolts out. But no big deal. Like you saw, it just falls right out. And worthwhile to do it while you have the chance. So this rear mount had about 60,000 K on it, maybe 40,000 miles or so. It's a bit of a, you can see where it's separating a little bit, but it's pretty firm. The vise is moving more than the mount. I can't really get it to move a whole lot, so definitely wasn't worn out, I wouldn't say, but not new either. So see a bit of a cracking there in the rubber, but definitely wasn't letting loose. Anyway, put the new one in. Yeah, actually you can see it a little bit better here with the mount out. There's where it bolts to the transmission. And then up here's where the swing arm bolts to the transmission as well. And the frame passes through there without touching either one. So yeah, there's the frame. Right through, and then there's the swing arm and transmission and engine. So just that rear mount's it for holding it in the rear. And one on the front, one up top. So it ended up being a two-person job. Had to get my son in here to push on the bar a bit and lift up the transmission just a touch. And then I started these bolts first. Got them in there. Or I put one in the front, put the front bolt in, and then the rear bolt wouldn't quite line up. So then I put these bolts in, and then as soon as the weight went down on the transmission, the rear horizontal bolt, or side to side bolt, went in, no problem. So not that bad to change. I was kind of like, geez, but it's a bit awkward. I'm glad I had some help, or else I don't know how you get in there with just one person trying to fight it back and forth. But there it is, tucked way back in there. But at least now it's done. I don't have to worry about it.